What if I told you that building generational wealth isn't built by timing the stock market, it's built by owning the building? Today, that's exactly what we're going to do. We've got 4 units, brand new construction in Jersey City, and we're gonna run through real numbers with real examples of how you can do what is called house hacking. You live in one unit, rent out the others, and continue to build that real estate portfolio. We're gonna break all of it down in this video. Go ahead, you're gonna really wanna stay till the end because this one has something that is very rare, which is called an ADU, an additional dwelling unit, which is a standalone structure, and you're really gonna wanna see that. We've got everything you could want, new construction, roof decks. We've got three 3-bedroom units and a 1-bedroom ADU. Let's have a look and break down the numbers. I am outside of our subject property here today. We've got JFK Boulevard down there. We are in the Greenville section of Jersey City. You got JFK Boulevard down there, Dunkin' Donuts there, a park back here behind these buildings. All of your bus lines run there, so you can easily get in and out of the city. And the key to house hacking and the key to building this generational wealth over time is going to be getting in ahead of the market. Right? Getting in before the market in the area that you're searching in really pops. That's what you have the ability here today to do. You've got 4 units listed for just under $2.3 million, 2.229 to be exact. This is gonna be unit 1, right? And house hacking is pretty simple, guys. You buy a multi-unit property, you live in one unit, and your tenant pays the mortgage. The best case scenarios, they cover a little bit more than your mortgage. Unit 1 is a 3-bedroom, 2.5 bath unit. They cover a little bit more. You build some equity over time as you're building property, as you're building that you're living in, effectively rent-free, you would hope, if the numbers work for you, continues to grow, and the area in general continues to grow. This is how people inherit wealth over time, and it's built over time. Right? This is something that you can build a real estate portfolio to pass down to your family, pass down for generations, or hell, just hang on to it for yourself. We're gonna take a look at all of the units here today. Again, we're in unit 1. This is a brand new construction building. The nice part about this building too is, you do get the 10-year builder warranty. All the systems are brand new. When you're looking at homes to buy it as an investment, one of the first things that my investor clients always ask me to look at, what are the ages of the systems? Right? These are the big ticket items that you end up having to replace when you buy a multi-unit building. You want to know how old the boilers are, how old the air conditioner is, how old the roof is. Good news, guys. That's an easy one here. The age of everything is brand new. Brand spanking new. And the finishes here, we're gonna go run through the numbers in a little bit, and I'll kind of run through and give you the breakdown on screen of what these numbers actually come in at, what they're listed at, what they're advertising it at, and what I think that is probably a more realistic number. The play here is you're buying an area before it pops, and you're gonna be able to take advantage of the area. Everybody has those stories of the I wish I bought when, right? Asbury Park, Hoboken, hell, it's story time, guys. My father grew up in Kearney, New Jersey, and his brother, my uncle, went to Stevens Tech back in the day when Hoboken was, frankly, a shithole, right? Nobody wanted to be there. I remember my dad telling me the story that Uncle George came home for Thanksgiving after his freshman year. It's happening, guys. And he said to my grandfather, hey, Dad, we could buy a whole row of brownstones in Hoboken for, $100,000. And the old man looked at him and goes, I should ask for a damn refund from that school. Why would I ever want to own anything in Hoboken? And now you look at it, hell, I live in Hoboken. I sell in Hoboken. I know the property values in Hoboken. Now, forget it. I wouldn't have to be walking through this tour if my grandfather would have listened to my uncle back then, because that generational wealth would have been passed down to me. So don't make the same mistakes, right? Whether it be this or another place, work on building your real estate portfolio so you can build that generational wealth over time. And if you want to know more about that, you can click the link in the description of this video and download my free buyer guide of what it looks like to buy a home. The process is very similar. The numbers just change. The underwriting of the mortgage changes if we're looking at investment properties and looking to house hack. But the overall education process and everything else is largely the same. So this is all Unit 1. And again, stay tuned because Unit 4 is a standalone ADU. So if you're a single person looking to do this house hacking thing, this building in particular is beautiful for you because you get your own structure. You can live in your own single family style home. Let's take a look at the rest of the building. So this is going to be units 2 and 3 are going to be upstairs here. In the generational wealth side of things, guys, let's say you buy this place in 2026. You buy this place now, we put it together a deal. Let's go unit 2 first, right? This is a 3-bed, 2.5 bath duplex with a private roof deck, and coming in at about 1,850 square feet. So you buy this place for, let's just call it, 2.2, something along those lines, right? Your tenants that stay here help you carry the mortgage, and we will get into what those numbers look like conservatively and what they're advertised as. I'll give you guys a full breakdown of that. And in, by let's call it 2036, you give it 10 years. This place, maybe it's worth 3.5 as this area continues to develop. And then then the conversation shifts to, well, do we pull money out of this home and recast it into your dream home that you want to live in? Do we pull money out of this home and recast it into another investment property, right? All of a sudden, your property becomes a working piggy bank for you to continue to generate income while tenants are largely paying your bills while you live here. All of the finishes here too. I mean, guys, you're not gonna have to do any work here for years. And you get the 10-year builder warranty. Luxury units like this are going to demand high rental numbers. I get it, the area isn't here yet. But I talk about this all the time. Bergen Lafayette wasn't there yet 10 years ago. And now look at all the money being poured through there. Journal Square wasn't there yet a few years ago. The floodgates are open, guys. The opportunity is there. Don't be the person who looks back like my grandfather from the story and me now from the story from earlier that goes, well, what if? I mean, hell, my old man has a story of his own. He wanted to move to Asbury Park. And my mother outright refused because she was home with us kids all the time by herself, right? My old man worked in the city and he wanted to move to Asbury Park. And now Asbury Park is completely untouchable. That's the type of decisions that shape lives forever. Yes, there is an inherent risk involved, but the truth is, over time, real estate always wins. Let's go up and take a look at the roof deck here on Unit 2. All the systems, again, right? All the systems in each unit are separated. Central air, heating, in all of them. This one, again, luxury lifestyle, rental-wise. Right. You've got the wine bar, and you've got a private roof for your tenants. So you've got the outdoor space, right? This is a premium rental here. Premium rental. And an opportunity to play the long game as you build your real estate portfolio. That's Unit 3's roof deck. We're gonna get to that unit next. And that's where we'll talk over kind of what the rental numbers are for each unit. And that way you guys can kind of run the underwriting on your own, or you can text me and we can run the underwriting together as to, kind of how do we back this out and what pricing model makes sense to make sure that the place is going to cash flow for you, or at least the equity train moves faster for you. So let's take a look at unit number 3. So let's take a look now at unit number 3. Again, 3 beds, 2.5 baths, private roof deck, the whole 9 yards. Now, I get it, guys. The 2.29 million is a lot of money, right? Seems like, oh, it's a lot of money. It is. For a single family home, yes. But this isn't a single family home. It's 4 income producing units. You're buying a business. Think about it that way. Underwrite it that way. Run the numbers that way. What is the cash flow? How much is it going to appreciate, right? What is the area appreciated over time? What does it do in the next, I don't know, 20 years? Those are the right questions that smart investors are making, smart business people are making. That's how they're setting everything up for success. They're asking the right questions and projecting the right numbers. Listen, the rental projections here are going to seem a little bit high, right? And the truth is, they're probably a little bit optimistic on their numbers. But I'm gonna give you optimistic numbers that they have advertised, and I'll give you the conservative numbers that I think that is probably a better underwriting wise for you. So this is the whole first floor of unit 3. And I'll have kind of the breakdown come up on the screen as we run through this, but just kind of like, you know, just stick with me here. Let's kind of run through what these things look like. All right, so for unit 1, which we saw first, all right, 3 beds, 2 bath, 1,300 square feet. The listing estimate has it at about $3,700 a month, right? And I'll give you the actual table, $3,750. Conservative market, probably about $2,800. Market upside right now, $3,200. Unit 2, which we just saw, 3 beds, 2.5 baths, and 1,850 square feet. That one's coming in at about $4,250 is what they're projecting. Again, market conservative numbers, about $3,000 to $3,500. And again, this is an over time play. Unit 3, which is what we're in right now, 3 beds, 2.5 bath, 1,850 square feet, $4,250, same numbers as unit 2. I would say that they're probably similar in terms of rental value. So 3,000 is going to be the conservative number. 3,500 will be, you know, the upside number right now in today's market. That building there is the ADU, which is what we're going to see next. That's a standalone structure here, right? And that one's a 1 bed, 1.5 bath, 875 square feet. And their estimate on that is about $2,500. I think that you're probably closer to the 2,000 mark on that than you are the 2,500 mark on that. But from a perspective of somebody, if you are a single person or just a young couple looking to build a generational wealth and you don't need the 3 bedrooms yet, this standalone structure is going to be perfect for you. You're going to love it. So stick around because you're going to be really impressed by it. At 875 square feet, it feels much larger than that, and we'll walk through all of that. And in the video as well, if you subscribe here to my channel, I've got videos for every unit standalone as to what they're being sold off for as condos. So you can go ahead and subscribe to the channel and click through those. And don't forget to click the free buyer guide. That education process, whether it be for the investment side or for buying in general, right? That education process is going to be vital to make an inherently stressful process less stressful, is a conversation I have with all of my clients. So if it were me, right, if I was a young guy or a girl and or I was a couple, my goal here would be to buy this, frankly, and move into the ADU and rent out all of these 3 bedrooms while I grow my own family or whatever it is, and then maybe move into a 3 bedroom and rent out the ADU over time. But the biggest thing here is I'd be looking out, forecasting into the future. Now I get it too. If I'm the owner of this is a tough space to not live in, right? All that space inside, and I get this beautiful roof deck. You get a yard with the ADU, but you don't get that view, right? Which is pretty awesome. But I would be looking to live in that ADU, rent out these other spaces to cover more of my mortgage. And then in a couple of years, look to pull the money. We'll take a look at the yard down there too. There's that yard for that ADU unit, which we're gonna see next. And pull this money out over time and then either recast it or buy, my quote, forever home. That would be my play here, right? And I think that, from my experience, from the conversations I have with all of my heavy investors, right? That's how they do this, right? They didn't just stumble into that money that they all have. They didn't stumble into all of the property that they own. They built wealth brick by brick, year by year, by buying places like this that cash flowed, taking the risk, and building over time. Patience, and real estate wins every time over time. Let's take a look at the ADU and show you guys exactly what I'm talking about when I say that that's the one that I would probably live in myself, and then eventually move into one of these 3 bedrooms. So let's talk about the ADU. Right, this is the unit that I said that I would live in myself, and you've got your own private walkway back here, goes out the side of the house. It is a standalone structure, which is super unique. You have a private yard for it, and you walk directly into, a 2-story home here. Here's your private yard. It's getting windy here. Sorry if you're hearing that wind. And now you walk inside to your own, what feels like a single family home, but it's part of the 4-unit building that is going to help you build generational wealth. This is plenty of space for a young couple, frankly, single person, forget it, this is a ton of space for a single person, especially comparatively speaking to the rest of the market out there. But this here is such an added bonus and so rare. Forget everything else. Just your rental market, this thing would rent in a hurry. And this is where I think that as the area increases in value, this ADU's rental market, I think, will increase the fastest because it's so rare, and you'll have the draw of, wait a second, I can pay that and have my own house, essentially, right? It's a 1-bedroom house. So this one is where you can add, I think, the most value, right? And when you're buying places like this, I'm gonna get echoey because there's no furniture in here, but when you're buying places like this and you talk to investors, they're looking for, how can I get the rent numbers up? Because in a few years, when I want to underwrite this to recast the money, or I want to relist it, investors care about what the return is on the rental. So they're going to be looking for ways to get numbers up. Tough to do here because it is all brand new. This one is going to be largely contingent on the area increasing, which is going to happen because as developers continue to get priced out of areas, that doesn't contract, it expands over the space of Jersey City. Let me turn these lights on for you. And places like this ADU that are so rare, 875 square feet, 2-floor living, feels so much bigger. This is where your rental numbers are going to increase so quickly, is on something like this. Because as the area comes back and the area continues to grow, development continues to expand to this area, this is going to be the real draw and where you're really going to see the increase in property value, in rental value, to be able to get a return on your overall investment. Let's take one more lap through here. And just kind of show you guys this downstairs area once again. I want you guys to think about this, all right? Wealth, it's not built over time by waiting, right? It's not built by watching, it's built by making a goddamn decision. Taking a risk on something that you believe in and waiting for the results to happen. This building, 4 brand new construction units in an area where the property value is only going to increase. That much we already know. You've got the builder warranty, you've got a heavy rental market over here already. Guys, this is one hell of a play for somebody who's willing to take this on. So I hope you got something out of that. Hopefully this is something that kind of sparks your interest. If you're interested in house hacking, you can text the number on the screen, fill out the link in my description here for the full buyer's guide, and let's start that conversation. We'll schedule a strategy session and talk about what house hacking really looks like for you. If this is something you're interested in, just text me about this video on the screen, to the number on the screen, and let's get you in here. Let's start to underwrite this thing, and let's start to build you that generational wealth that I know will help you out in the long run. Guys, follow along these property tours. I hope that you're getting something out of it. Hope they are educational for you. If you have a place that you'd like me to explore, you can drop it in the comments, and I'm happy to schedule something to show you guys some houses in areas that you are looking to explore as well. Talk to you guys soon. Subscribe, and make sure to follow along for the rest of the property tours. Talk to you soon.